So in my hands, arguably I've got two of the best looking drivers of 2023. One of them is currently in my bag. The other one is a very strong contender of replacing it. We're going to put them head to head in this video and maybe see which one comes out on top and potentially a new driver possibly in my bag. So welcome back to the channel everybody. We've got a driver battle for you today in this video. Recently done a review of the brand new Mizuno STG 440 driver. I was super impressed with that. The looks really caught my eye, the deep face, and the performance was pretty good. So got me thinking I'm going to put it up against my current gamer, the Titleist TSR3. For me, one of the best drivers of 2023. So can the Mizuno stack up against the hard-hitting Titleist? Let's check it out. So process of this video, we're going to start off with the Mizuno. I'm going to hit 3 shots with this, switch into the Titleist for 3, back to the Mizuno for 3, and then final 3 with the Titleist, and we'll do a little comparison. As I say, Mizuno STG 440, this is their low spin one, and some of you may be thinking straight away here now, why am I not putting up this against the TSR4? Purely because I want to put it up against the club that's currently in my bag. I really enjoyed hitting this Mizuno, the looks of it, so it got me thinking, can I put a new club in my bag, as we all do? Nice shiny new golf club. You can go and check that out for the full in-depth tech of talk of that, but ultimately a super looking golf club. Great shape behind that head. That 440 just gives it a little bit more of a squat appearance. Okay, so not a flushed one to start off with. That was a little bit off the toe, but flew pretty nicely. And I think the big thing that I really enjoyed with this was the, as I say, with the looks definitely, but the sound of it was really solid. A great sounding golf club. I think Mizuno have done a lot of work with the sound to control the noise it sort of makes. Muted, very solid feel to it. Sits beautifully square, gloss top with that real beautiful carbon showing through in that back section of the crown. It's a better strike. Again, very similar line to that first one. A very forward flight. So to say, this is Mizuno's sort of low spinning drive is what they're saying. Now we've got some movable weights on the bottom. We've got 2 tracks, heel and the toe, and they can move these weights, 7 gram each of these weights, and can move them from front to back. And I'm going to keep those in the back of this driver to keep it as fair as I can to the TSR3, which has a weight in the back of that head as well. Oh, that's a cracker again. Right, I mean, last 2 were better strikes. You can see that ball speed is better. The first one wasn't the greatest of strikes, but I'll take all 3 of those as a direction. Very nice sort of straight hitting, which is good for me. I like that. Big advantage there, you know, obviously hitting that fairway is uber important, but also getting some good distance there. Trying to get the balance of the 2 is always good with the driver. Right, so moving over into the Titleist, the TSR3. I think the TSR lineup as a whole, through the whole models of them, has been really powerful for Titleist this year. Very good performing golf clubs, great looking golf clubs, great sounding golf clubs in my opinion too. Real sort of heavyweight in that driver category throughout 2023. As I say, TSR3, this has been in my bag. Beautiful club, I really enjoy it. I love the way it sort of sits, the shape of the head, very clean top. Squat look. So this is a 460cc, but it doesn't look big. Just sort of the way it's packaged, shaped, just gives it a little bit of that 440 look. That's a real good forward flight there. Probably could have launched that a little bit high. It's come out quite low there. Yeah, a lot of run out there. Good ball speed. Definitely something I saw with the TSR3, which is one of the reasons why I put it in there. And then I really did see that when I've got into fittings with, you know, club golfers, with whether it's TSR2 or 3, or even the 1 and the 4, to be honest, is the smash factor. The smash is super consistent with the TSR lineup in those slight miss hits. So 1.48. Okay, and that was a little bit off the toe. Very similar strike to that first one I hit with the Mizuno, to be honest. Bit on that toe side. See that spin rate gets pulled down quite a lot. Held its shape quite nicely, to be honest. Didn't really want to dip left, which is good. But again, looking at that smash, 148, and that wasn't flushed. That's why I'm super impressed with the Titleist. It's a nice shot. Great sound to that. And that's one another reason that I like this Titleist. It's a great sounding golf club, good looking golf club. So we've got that little bit of adjustability of the weight, so a little bit different to what's happening in the Mizuno. Mizuno, we can move both weights forward, both weights back, both weights in the middle. We can take both weights out and put them both in the heel or both in the toe, so a ton of adjustability in the Mizuno, where the Titleist a little bit more limited. There is some movement. We've got a weight track, moves into the heel 2 notches, into the toe 2 notches, or you can have it sort of neutral, which is where I have it set in this particular driver. So not quite as much of adjustability, but there's enough there to maybe just try and track your strike patterns and get that ball speed up. Ooh, a little bit pushy, great strike, great flight on it. Just pushed out that right hand side, could clear that bunker. I've hit that well. Yeah, it has done, so it's long. Good carry, 282. So let's just do a little bit of a comparison in my view. So in terms of the looks between these two drivers, I really enjoyed both of those looks. Probably just saying there, I don't know whether it's just for that grey graphics on the back of the Mizuno driver. It looks a tiny bit longer from front to back than the Titleist. I'm talking probably a smidge there. But both obviously quite a nice sort of compact look. Looking at the club face there and the depth, and obviously that's a big thing that stuck out with the Mizuno there, was the depth of the driver face, and it is just probably a hair deep in the actual club face. But for me, both fantastic looking golf clubs. They're both very good sounding golf clubs. Oh, that's middled. I'm probably going to say a little bit off the club face, the feel. I mean, the sound's fantastic though. Mizuno have hit that really well there. That was some perfect sort of numbers for me. That 12 launch, 2-2 spin, 280 carry, super numbers. It feels a little bit more sort of springier off that club face to me. It just feels a little bit more lively off the face maybe than the Titleist. Stunning ball flight. Nice one to finish up on there. The Mizuno looks to be pretty long. Yeah, just get about 300 marker. Again, some very nice numbers. Okay, final set of 3 with the Titleist TSR3. So I think we've got to obviously talk a little bit about the price point here of these two drivers, because one is cheaper than the other. So the Mizuno's coming in at £449 as I'm shooting this video, and the Titleist is coming in at $529. So there is a little bit of a price difference with the Mizuno obviously being a little bit cheaper. And post your comments down below, let me know your thoughts. Is that too much for a Mizuno driver? We know maybe Mizuno aren't up there with the big brands in terms of sales of drivers, but they're definitely making some great product there. They're definitely eating away at that market share, I would probably say. But is that price point, if it was at $399, would that make a huge difference to Mizuno as a brand in terms of sales against the drivers, which are typically around that $499, $529 mark? Post your comments down below. So, final 3 with a TSR3. Oh, and that's bulleted. That is bulleted. That's an arrow ball. So super ball speed there, 167. Again, good spin, 281. Very good numbers. Oh, and again, just a very nice feeling golf club. Some excellent numbers. So again, that smash 148. We've not seen that move much, are we, from that number? Oh, and again, 3 absolute crackers to finish off there with the Titleist. Okay, right, 2 great looking golf clubs, 2 great sound and feeling golf clubs, but let's go and check those numbers out and see if we can split them. Right, so a quick look at dispersions, with the Titleist being the orange and Mizuno being the white. So we can see this is your carry distance here and dispersion ring. So pretty similar. Maybe the Titleist just having a slight edge there on that carry, but then when we look at the total as a run out, again, total's very dependent on what ground conditions and what you're landing on, which is a little bit out of our control, but we can see the Titleist getting that little bit more on that run out. So obviously my flight characteristics are a little bit different to create that difference of run out. And this will explain a little bit maybe the difference of that run out. So we can see club head speed there was actually a little bit quicker than with the Mizuno. Shaft length was exactly the same, weight and flex and everything. Ball speed you can see a little bit higher with the Titleist by 4 miles an hour. Quite a bit of a jump there. Launch a touch lower, spinning a touch lower. So flight wise, in terms of carry ever so slightly, run out a little bit more because of this lower launch, lower spin. So you can see then the peak height is much lower, this land angle is much lower, so it's coming in a little bit hotter. But the reasons why for that, you look at this end column here, this is a dynamic loft, the loft that I present at impact. So about 12 degrees there with the Titleist, and I'm 14 with the Mizuno. So 2 more extra degrees is going to give me a little bit less ball speed. It's going to flight the ball a little bit more. It's going to give me a little bit more spin, as it has done there, and peaking out with more, slightly more steeper descent angle. Not too steep by any means, but definitely just a little bit different, and that's purely because of that loft delivery. Now, 9 degree with the Titleist I have, which is what I play, I probably felt like I hit a few lower shots than what I would normally do there with the Titleist, and the Mizuno at 9.5 degree there, so obviously there's a half a degree more static loft there in the Mizuno against the Titleist. So I think really for that dynamic loft was absolutely bang on the same. I don't think there'll be a great deal of difference between those two drivers in terms of that ball speed and the distance. I enjoy both of those, to be honest, and you know, I'm very tempted just to have a little bit of a change, as probably we all do as golfers, and there's something new in the bag. Maybe that Mizuno might creep in. I'm probably gonna have a little bit more of a play around with that, but if you want to see what's in the bag, I haven't done one for a long time, maybe you'll see which driver is going to end up in there, and a couple of other little changes possibly in there as well. Then post comments down below, let me know your thoughts if you want to see that video. Appreciate you watching as always. Hopefully we'll catch up with you all very soon.